this song and to play it for you. And I think you will enjoy playing this on your way out to the K tonight and in the parking lot, or just to get yourself fired up for Royals baseball, not only tonight, but for the rest of the summer. So we're going to do that at 7:30. You're going to hear that. It's really cool. It's awesome. I love it. And then we are also going to talk some baseball and softball with former Kansas City Royal Billy Butler, who is part of a big event as Kansas City will be the center of the softball universe as Top Gun Events hosts the inaugural Kansas City Pro Softball Series alongside the nationally renowned Top Gun Invitational, and that is coming up starting tomorrow. And so it's going to be professional fast-pitch softball with 3 elite teams, the Florida Vibe, the New York Rise, and the newly formed Kansas City Diamonds, facing off in a 6-game series June 11th through the 13th. And that features a home run derby, autograph sessions, youth clinics, and all kinds of cool stuff. And the Diamonds are led by former Royal All-Star Billy Butler and Olympic softball legend and Kansas City resident Monica Abbott. They both serve as associate head coaches. And they're joined by Riley Jensen and also Jessica Sherman, who is the wife of Anthony Sherman. So a bunch of cool ties to the Kansas City Diamonds. So that'll be a lot of fun. That's a hell of a staff, by the way. How about that?
Top notch.
Top Gun.
Notch. Top
Gun.
Your top gun. It's top notch.
Top Gun. I said that. The Top Gun Invitational is expected to draw over 300 elite youth teams from 31 states. And you're talking about over 4,000 athletes from ages 12 to 18. 350 college coaches in attendance. Well, that's crazy. How about that?
It's right here in town. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Coming off the heels of the Women's College Softball World Series.
So the KC Pro Series featuring the KC Diamonds is going to be at Blue Valley Northwest High School. And tomorrow at 4 o'clock, they play the Florida Vibe. And then there's going to be a home run derby. And then they play the New York Rise. And so it's a series of games, June 11th, 12th, and 13th. And the actual Top Gun Invitational takes place from the 11th through the 15th at 8 facilities throughout the KC Metro. How about that? And Billy Butler is also the head coach for the USA Explosion Premier Butler 18 and under softball team. So we'll talk to Billy about that. So you've been talking to people about this, right? This is a
It's a big deal going on in town, yeah.
Well, yeah. A lot of people coming to town.
I would say
A lot of money.
The focus of softball is happening right here in Kansas City. Good opportunities for young girls and women out there to be seen by college coaches, and that's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Hell yes. And so we'll talk to Billy Butler just after 8 o'clock about that, as he will be in town for all of that we just talked about. And then Jarrett Sutton will be with us in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll talk NBA Finals with him and whatever else comes up between now and then with Jarrett Sutton. It's pretty cool last night. The College Baseball World Series field was filled out as Murray State upset Duke. And so a 4 seed advances to the College World Series. And that was a pretty cool celebration. I'm not sure that anyone roots for. I mean, I saw something. I feel bad for Duke. Well, those fans have had plenty to be happy about over the years. I know baseball and basketball is different, but how could you not be rooting for Murray State, the the underdogs to advance to the College Baseball World Series. So that was pretty damn cool last night. Also last night, the Royals, of course, weren't playing, and so had a little bit of time to watch some other baseball games. I saw one of the greatest catches that I've ever seen from A's center fielder rookie Denzel Clark against the LA Angels. And by the way, Denzel Clark, this is like the second or third unbelievable catch that he's made that people have just been shocked by since he was called up not too long ago. Did you get a chance to see that catch?
Yeah.
I still can't. It's
the players on the field, their reactions to it was, they're priceless. They're priceless.
He almost went over the center field
Yeah.
wall.
I mean, half of his body was hanging over it.
But you want to talk about, legitimately robbing a home run. It's hard to describe unless you see it. He uses his left hand, or his right hand is right armed to kind of lift himself up over the fence. And his waist is
Right.
He
At
goes
the top.
Yeah, at the top. He's hanging over the fence.
He's waist high at the top of the fence. It's amazing.
By the way, it's super, super awesome when that happens to a guy on your roto team, by the way, that would have got the home run.
Oh, boy.
I think both me and him had the same look on our faces after that was caught. What else can you do but just tip your cap? But I posted that, or reposted that at SSJ So if you didn't see that catch, Denzel Clark from the A's. Oh, my God.
He just made it seem so athletic, too. Because after he got, how he just kind of all in one motion got to the top of the fence and then just.
Oh, he robbed a home run last week. It was close. This dude's incredible out there. And then just the look on the pitcher's face, the look on the hitter's face, the look on everyone's face. It was hard to believe that he came up with it. But it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's like a backhand, too. His arm was twisted around. And
no, it was, the timing of it, everything.
He was pumped up.
Yeah, that was legitimately
one of the best catches
Yeah.
you'll ever see.
Oh, I mean, I don't think it's an exaggeration.
No.
And I was looking at different former major league players.
I've never seen anything like it. I don't.
Okay, so Torrey Hunter did that. I feel like did that to the Royals a couple times. Torrey Hunter was great.
Yeah, he was.
Right? And Torrey Hunter reposted that and said, "This has to be one of the best catches I've ever seen, and I've seen my share of home run robberies."
Yeah. High praise.
Yeah, that's right.
High praise.
Yeah, that was one of the best ever. And so check that out in case you missed it. That was incredible.
Denzel Clark.
Yeah. And hopefully he doesn't do that when he comes to Kauffman Stadium. But he'll have a chance. And so there's another reason to go out and watch some games coming up because the A's are going to be in town. And I know the A's for a while there were somewhat of a laughing stock. And especially the situation that they're in where they're not able to play in Oakland or in Las Vegas right now. But they've got some really, really good young talent and fun guys to watch. And he's right there at the top of the list. And so the A's will be in town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when the Royals get done with the Yankees. And yes, let's take a look at the Yankees and what the Royals will be facing and how exciting this series is going to be. With Jack Caglione making his Major League debut, and across the field in the other dugout, the best hitter in the world in Aaron Judge. And we went through some of his numbers yesterday. He's from a different planet. And the Royals have I mean, look, they're going to have their hands full. And we'll talk to Bluma about it too, but we talked to Scotty Carroll yesterday, who faced Aaron Judge in the minors. But how you would even try to pitch to him? In what situations would you pitch to him? Or would you take the opportunity to walk him and make somebody else beat you? I don't know, man. We're going to see Noah Cameron and Chris Bubich and Seth Lugo get their crack at trying to slow down Aaron Judge. But listen to these freaking numbers. He's hitting 396. He's hitting 23. He's hit 23 home runs. He has 55 ribbies. He scored 62 runs. His slash line is 396, 493 on base, and a 771 slug. And this is the guy that's had he's had seasons where he's had an OPS over 1,000 already 4 different times. 1,049, 1,111, 1,019. Last year, 1,159. Last year's slash line was 322, 458, 701. And he's killing those numbers this year.
Guy's a freak.
His OPS is 1264. And, by the way, he's coming in here. I mean, he's always red hot. But he's coming in here off of a 2-home-run game against the Red Sox. Over the past 7 days, over the past week, he's hitting 450. And so, I don't like the Yankees. I don't go out of my way to sit here and talk about anything positive with the Yankees. But Aaron Judge is the best. He's clearly the best hitter in baseball, and he's putting up. He's one of the best. He's one of the best right-handed hitters we've ever seen. And this season, he's putting up. I mean, he's on pace to have. It'll be one of the greatest seasons in baseball history, any era, any way you want to describe it. I mean, it's just, it's like these numbers aren't real. And
it's
so
like
a
continuation of what he did last year.
No, it's better.
Right. But
He hit 322 last year. He's hitting 396.
Right. I mean,
that's what I'm telling you. Like he's eclipsing his average last year by over 70 points.
I mean, everybody talked about if Judge wasn't having the year he's having, Bobby Witt Jr. would be the MVP because that's how good Judge was last year.
His on base percentage is 35 points higher than last year.
That's insane.
His slugging percentage is 70 points higher than last year. It was 701 last year.
Wow.
And that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's 771 right now.
That's silly.
I mean, we're 64 games into this, 288 plate appearances, and he's added 70 points to his batting average from last year and 70 points to his slugging percentage. He can't hit. I mean, look, dude. George Brett's a legend, and George Brett is a Hall of Famer. And we talk about, 390 is such a mythical number in this town. You say, I mean, for most people, 390. Oh, yeah, George Brett, 1980. Or you say, George Brett, 1980. Your answer, 390. One of the greatest memories, one of the greatest experiences of my childhood was watching George Brett chase 400 during that summer. And he came up a little bit short, but it was fantastic. That's one of the greatest sports accomplishments this city has ever or will ever see. He hit 390. He chased 400 late in the season. And I don't think Judge is going to do that. But we are sitting here in almost the middle of June. He's hitting 396. So it's like, oh, boy. With that kind of power and that kind of on base and that kind of slug and everything else. So, look, all the focus will be and should be on Jack Caglione in his debut. See, look, they're showing Denzel Clark again on May 30th at the Blue Jays. He climbed the fence and robbed a home run. Sorry. This kid's crazy. And then on June 6th against the Orioles, he crashed into the outfield wall. Ooh. So, I mean, you don't really go to games that often to watch guys play defense out in the outfield, but maybe he's worth the price of admission. And so you got Aaron Judge coming in these next 3 games, the best hitter on the planet, and then you got what looks to be a human highlight reel in center field and Denzel Clark coming in this weekend for the A's against the Royals. But I digress. Sorry they keep showing these highlights, and it's significant to me because he's going to be playing in Kansas City this weekend. But, look, like I said, all the focus would be on Cags, and as well it should be. But I'm a Yankee hater. I got no problem admitting that. But you give credit where credit's due. And last year I was like, I can't believe how good Aaron Judge is. I can't believe it. And then this year, he's crushing the numbers from last year. And last year was great. And so I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this. So the Royals pitchers will have their hands full, and it will be fascinating to see, like in different situations, how they handle it. Like we were trying to throw fun situations at Scott Carroll yesterday. Okay, what would you do if it was the 8th inning, tie game, runner at second, 2 outs, and first base is open, or you pitching to Judge? Or what do you do if it's you're up 1 in the 5th inning, and there's a runner at second, and it's 2 outs, first base is open? What do you do? And and Scott Carroll, of course, like as most professional athletes are, super competitive. He was going after him, but I think he's in the 5th inning. In that 5th inning situation, he's walking him. But that's one of the fun things and great things to enjoy about baseball, the strategy and how you approach great hitters like that, because there's nothing really you can compare it to. There's nothing you can compare it to, like right now in baseball. There's really not.
I've never seen anything in my life.
And so, I mean, you don't want to let him beat you. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ohtani's great too, but it's not even in the same boat. Ohtani's fantastic. And so it's really exciting to be able to see how the Royals handle this. They have not had great success against the Yankees, but maybe now they come home. They got that win on Sunday, the excitement around the debut of Jack Caglione, and they can come in here and start to turn things back around and show that they're headed to the postseason, and they can start to make some noise. What a great time to do it, and a great team to do it against, because it ain't going to be easy. And what a great time for Jack Caglione coming off a 4-for-4 game. That makes it even better too. Because he was making good contact. It looked like he was just a little unlucky his first few games, and then he busted out and got 4 hits on Sunday. So his confidence has to be very high. We listened to him talking to Joel Goldberg after the game on Sunday, and how he said it felt good to see some balls fall in, to find some grass, to get some results, some good results, and go 4-for-4. Wouldn't it be great if he hit his first home run against the Yankees? Imagine that. Imagine what that moment and what that feeling would be like if you're there at Kauffman Stadium and he hit one in the fountains against the Yankees for his first Major League home run. we all search for that, right? We search for whether we're watching on TV or we could be there in person. We want to be a part of moments like that. Wouldn't you love? Aren't you going Thursday? Right.
Thursday night.
Now, I'm sure you're not going to complain if he hits a home run tonight or home run tomorrow. But if it works out, how thrilling would it be if he hit his first major league home run with you there on Thursday?
I couldn't put it into words. I mean, it'd be an incredibly special moment.
Right.
Like, I'd be there with my older brother and my nephew.
We chase those moments.
Absolutely. Begging for him.
And you got that opportunity to see it if you go into one of these games. I hope it happens.
I mean, it'll be a incredible memory just for the first time ever seeing him play, just live in person.
Well, the first at bat tonight, that crowd's gonna go crazy.
Yep.
So it's very exciting. Also, before we break, congratulations. We talk here so much about in this first segment about Aaron Judge and Jack Caglione. Congratulations now to the reigning American League Player of the Week, Vinny Pasquantino, who hit .500 with 2 homers and 7 ribbies and an OPS of 1,305 this week. So Vinny Pasquantino on absolute fire, and he wins AL Player of the Week. So here we are talking about Aaron Judge and Jack Caglione, and maybe it's Vinny who continues his hot hitting and puts on a show these next couple of games against the New York Yankees. So congratulations to Vinny Pasquantino. Very, very much deserved winning the AL Player of the Week. And so the Yankees got to worry about pitching to Vinny right now. He's hitting everything. We'll take a break. We've got Jaime Bluma in studio after this on Sports Radio 810 WHP.
a whirlwind, to say the least. Just super blessed, super thankful. I'm super excited to get to Kaufman. Got a bunch of family and friends coming, so I'm excited. I think it sounds weird, but I'm more excited for that than I was for the debut itself.
That was Jack Caglione describing his excitement for his debut tonight at Kaufman Stadium. I also would like to wish one of our best listeners a happy 40th birthday. Marty, I assume you're listening because you sent us a message on X earlier. But Marty, I've met Marty at a couple of remotes, and he's a good, loyal listener for years and years and years.
Happy birthday, Marty.
And so happy birthday from Bluma. Jake?
Party Marty. Happy
Wow.
birthday. Party
Wow.
Marty.
How about that? Happy birthday, Marty.
Happy birthday!
I remember 40.
Do you?
Kind of. Well, it went by fast.
Yeah.
You're not kidding.
Now, where are you at right now? How old are you?
50, I just turned 53. Yep.
That's
I
right.
remember
You're right
you
behind me.
40th, too.
You're right behind me.
Do you?
Kind of.
40s went by really fast.
Yeah.
Telling me.
They flew by.
It seems like I just celebrated my 40th and I'm 45 now.
Right. No, I mean, seriously, more than any of the 40s flew.
50s are cooking.
I mean, the world shut
Yeah.
down. The world shut down on my 40th.
Yeah, for a number of reasons.
Well, COVID happened, and that's the day they canceled. They played that first half. I think it was Creighton and St. John's of the Big East tournament. They played the first half, and then they canceled it, and that's the morning they canceled
Was that a Thursday?
the Big 12. It was a Thursday.
It was a Thursday.
March 12th, 2020. And they canceled the NBA that night, and they canceled the Big 12 tournament here in town.
I was heading down to Big 12 as well.
And then I turned 40.
I was already down there. I was already down there and moved in for the week. It's such a, oh, yeah, what a crazy.
Bizarre.
That was my 40th, and that doesn't seem like 5 years ago.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
Here's an interesting stat. I like this. Codified Baseball posted this earlier. Quality starts this year in the majors. Well, I'll just tell you who the worst is. Miami only has 7. And remember, a quality start, as defined by Mike Boddicker, at least 6 innings and no more than 3 earned runs.
Defined by Mike.
Yeah. That's what Mike thinks a quality start is. You just go 6 innings and you've done something.
Yeah.
But the leaders in a tie with 34, Philadelphia and Tampa. And Miami is the worst with 7. What do you think the Royals are?
Second. I would have not thought Tampa. Just because you don't
Tampa
know.
surprises me.
Name me 3 starting pitchers for Tampa. Can anybody do that? To have that many quality starts.
Right.
Tells you how they develop pitching. Huh.
Kansas City is second with 33. I mean, so that's impressive. But no, I would not have guessed that Tampa would have more quality starts as a team than the Royals. Also, this is something else that I'll put out there, and I don't know if it's really, I guess it's not for us to agree or disagree. 2025 playoff chances right now, according to Fangraphs.
Ooh.
What would you put the Royals at? Just chances to make the playoffs. Like, okay, example. The Dodgers, 98%. Yankees, 97%. Detroit, they have 96%.
I would say
By the way, the Rockies, White Sox, and Miami, 0%. Washington and Pittsburgh, sitting at 1%. So,
I'm going to say 36%.
did you look at this?
I did not. I don't even know what that is.
Don't pull a Nate.
I swear, I do not.
You know what Nate does?
No.
Nate acts like
I
he
don't.
didn't see something, and he'll guess close.
I promise
And then
you-
he'll go, oh, I had no idea. Oh.
I didn't. I was going to say 33%, but I think it's a little bit better than that.
Jake, does Nate do that?
Oh, yeah.
He'll act like
That hurts. Just 'cause I'm
I
sitting
know,
here? Is it because I'm
yes,
sitting here?
That's it. Because I'll look at that and go, you haven't seen this, and then I'll see his eyes kind of twitch. He goes, no, I haven't.
No twitch.
And then I know. 35%.
Okay.
I was going to say 33.
Yeah.
35%. That feels right to you
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
So you don't think that doesn't surprise you? 35%.
And we got 3 teams in our division ahead of us.
Do you feel like okay, so take the Tigers out of it. They're the class of the division. They separate themselves. Do you feel like, I'm not talking about records, on paper and what you've seen, do you think the Royals are better than Minnesota and or Cleveland?
Pitching wise, yes. Offensively, no.
I know, but as a team, when you put everything together, do you think they're better than either one of those teams?
I feel like they're better than Minnesota, but I don't know if they're better than Cleveland.
I think they're better than Minnesota now that Pablo Lopez is out for
Correct.
3 months.
I would agree with that.
That's the difference maker there to me.
Yep.
But we can't lose to Chicago.
No.
I mean, obviously.
No.
We're so close. Everybody other than the Tigers are the same.
Do you think this team?
What can we do to differentiate ourselves?
Well, now that, and again, it's only been a week with Cags up here, right? Do you think what you've seen is, and it takes a while to gel and come together, right? Does this team, now that he's up, they've called everyone up we've asked them to, right? They've called up Rave, they've called up Lofton, they've called up
Cags. People we haven't asked them to.
The only guy that I'd be interested in them calling up that they haven't gone to is Cam Devaney. Okay, but I don't I'm not going to sit here and tell you that would be the difference. That's the only guy that I've talked about offensively that they haven't gone to yet. So, do you think now that the majority of moves that they can make internally have been made? Does it look like on paper it could be enough? Do you have any hopes it's enough, or do they still need one more big splashy move before the trade deadline?
I have hopes that it's enough, but maybe the big splashy move, depending on how our guys off the DL bounce back, Lugo and Reagans. Then Lorenzen, I think, is maybe a trade chip. That way, unless we decide we go 6-man rotation. I think that's a good piece that we have to try to go out and get another bat. We've called up and we've made moves and done all the things that we need to do to try to get some spark out of this offense. And I thought, bringing Cags up and what we did in St. Louis, I thought was going to be the catalyst for us moving forward. And then we, two games, we only scored 1 run against the White Sox. Like, God dang it.
Okay, stop right there. When you said St. Louis, the excitement of Cags coming up, and look, there's some juice when you play St. Louis over there. And then on the other side of playing the White Sox, you're going home to play the Yankees.
Hopefully the same thing happens here.
The way this group of players has had great success against the White Sox. Do you think there was any a little bit of a letdown, a little bit of a, we just got done with the Cardinals, now we're getting ready for the Yankees, here are the White Sox, we beat up on them, and then the White Sox are a little bit better than they were last year. They're not the same. Is there
possibly
any of that?
There could have been. You're coming home to play the Yankees, biggest series of the year at home. It's going to be packed house.
It seems like that's more
a little bit of a let up.
Football and basketball. Does that happen in baseball as much?
Maybe from the outside looking in more so than what really happens in that clubhouse, because you literally, it sounds cliche, you want to go out there and take it game by game, and that you need to beat the White Sox, and we just have struggled so bad with runners in scoring position, we're just pressing in that regard. We still pitch damn well.
But is it hard to get up for a not very good team?
It shouldn't be hard to get up for anybody. It's not like we're 30 games above 500. We got to get up, and we have got to beat the teams that we should beat, especially the White Sox. Now, it's going to be tough tonight. Obviously, we got Max Fried going for the Yankees tonight. He's been good against everybody. He may be the best. Him and Skubal, 2 best guys in the American League, period. We got our work cut out for it tonight.
Noah Cameron.
Right. Nobody else I'd rather have. I'm going to be out there tonight. Ooh, I need to get all the details on 999 because I'll be your witness.
Do you really want those details?
I want to check it all out, see it live.
I can tell you that
See
Jake
that train wreck?
Does not like this. He doesn't like that Joe's Kansas City Barbecue has offered to give a Z-Man for a year to anyone from our sales department that completes this task. And I don't think Jake believes that anyone's going to do it.
No.
And you're very pessimistic about this because back in the day, you would have been right out there doing this with them.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before.
Is that what it is? Like you
I didn't get any rewards. I just had
that's what it is.
He
did it, and no
Did
one
you
gave
do
him
it because you wanted a
year.
reward? You didn't do it because you wanted a reward.
Oh, I did it to show off.
Did you even do it? Like, were you planning on doing it, or is this you show up like, yeah, I'm going to do it tonight?
No,
like, was this something that?
Yeah, there's a couple guys that went out there to watch. No one's like, I'm that crazy to do it. I think it was more like prodding, like there's no way you could do it. It's like, you want to bet?
I know damn well.
Because sometimes, like, we'll talk to.
I did 12, 12, and 9, Bluma.
Sometimes we'll talk to
That's
former
impressive.
baseball players or former football players that are a little bit pissy about stuff. Like, these players aren't as good as I used to be, or like that's not the way we did it in my day.
I will say,
I feel like that's what I'm getting from him. Whatever they do, hot dogs aren't as big as they were back when I did it, and I remember, there's really dismissive of them.
Fair.
And even if someone accomplishes it, it won't be the way he did it. Because what did he just say?
12, 12, and 9.
He's
Right. But I will be impressed because there was no pitch clock when I did it.
that is a difference maker.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
And
It's
again-
happening tonight, and this might be an hour and 45-minute game.
Right.
too.
Yeah.
And look
That's-
here.
I don't
Could
think
be.
that-
Hopefully, if it is, Cameron threw the snot out of it
Right.
too. So
I never like when I feel like I've done the hot dog portion of this thing. Not even trying to. I just like to eat hot dogs. Like my dad used to get so pissed off because I would want to. When I was a kid.
I've seen your children eat hot dogs.
Right. I was
So
not.
I
I
can't
was
imagine
not
what you would do.
cheap to feed as a boy.
Right.
And my mom was always. We'd be out at the game. Steve, he likes the Royal Plumpers. Remember, they were the Royal Plumpers. And I was a Royal Plumper. I'd sit there and, plumper eating a plumper. And I'd eat these hot dogs. And he'd get so mad because they used to sell Royal Plumpers as a pack of hot dogs at the store. And he'd get them, and we'd cook them at home. And I'd just eat one or two. It didn't taste the same.
Right.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
but then
they're
when you're
steamed
out there
different
and he's
in the
having to
bun.
buy them, when one hot dog costs the price of a pack, how come we don't need these at home like this? And so I'd eat 4 or 5 when I shouldn't have done it. But I feel like the 9 hot dog part of it is nothing.
It was one of the best hot dogs I ever
Where
had.
is this occurring tonight?
But I don't know.
Do we know?
Do we know? Do we want to know?
Who's out there?
Shane Summers.
Okay.
Shane will be
I got
out there.
I got Shane's number.
Shane's
Zach, Paul.
Yeah. There's this young new breed of sales staff that's going out there and taking the bull by the horns. And somehow old man Shane Summers from traffic got involved in this thing. And that's who I worry about. Because these young guys
Is he trying it as well?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
done it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He got
roped into this thing.
Okay.
The young sales guys, I think they're going to be fine. Shane, I'm worried about.
All right, so here's one of the
I don't think
questions.
any of them are going to be fine.
We were talking about this during the ALS tournament with my group last Monday, and
The Joe McGuff ALS Golf Classic.
well, I mean, here's the thing: is there's not many places at the stadium you can get a 12-ounce beer.
Right.
So that's a factor.
Beer runner. I mean, you need
You
to
have
Right.
to
I
have
mean,
a
there's
game
only
plan.
certain places you can get a 12-ounce beer at the
They
stadium.
better get there early, and it's logistics, and it's dollar hot dog night. So all hell's going to be breaking loose out there. And it's the Yankees.
well,
it's
there's going to
kegs.
be. I mean, there's
What a-
30,000 plus.
What a
tonight, for
festive
sure.
atmosphere.
I'm excited.
tonight.
I'm going early.
You got to go early.
yeah.
And again, look, I don't encourage anyone to do that. I didn't encourage this. I found out about it, and so now
Right, we're not
I put a prize
promoters.
on it. But they have a designated
good.
drivers. They have handlers. They're doing this as responsible, as ridiculous as this is.
As responsible
They're doing
as
it as
you can.
responsible. Right.
It was one of the best hot dogs I ever had.
It would be funny if they were in a
I
shuttle.
love hot
Everybody
dogs.
could throw up together.
I just love hot dogs. I don't ever get tired of eating hot dogs. That's like why, like 4th of July and events or holidays like that, where hot dogs are readily available. It's
What
a bad,
hot dogs
bad-
do I always have at my tailgate?
delicious hot dogs.
From Shemeka's.
Right, they're delicious.
Shemeka's hot dogs. Now, if there's no way they could eat 9 of those.
No,
Man, this is delicious, juicy hot dog. Perfect. Every time. When I took the first initial bite, there was a great big pop, and then a burst of juices rushed into my mouth, and it was delicious. Deion Sanders knows how to make a good hot dog right here.
The best. It was great. It was one of the best hot dogs I ever had.
That was me at the end when I was in like the 5th grade.
Yeah,
I was thinking about a hot dog, to be honest with you.
You know.
Husky hot dogs. That was me. All right. Well, I'll find them. I'll
What do you
send
put
it.
on your hot dog?
We'll get a picture. I'm a relish mustard guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Not
Yep.
a huge ketchup.
I love relish and I love mustard.
Yep.
And I will, you know what? I'm not a snob. I'll put a little dab of ketchup on there sometimes, but I gotta have relish and I
Relish
gotta have
and
mustard.
Yep.
And if you got peppers available, that makes it even better. But I don't have to have it. Jake, what about you?
I'm a mustard guy.
That it?
Just mustard.
There's some diced onions around. Yeah, like a Chicago
Any
dog.
kind of like brown mustard, yellow mustard, any
Yellow
specific
mustard.
mustard?
I mean, I
Some
don't
mustard?
turn my nose down at relish. So I mean, once in a while,
Relish is delicious.
Yeah, I go like about 50% of the time I go relish, but I gotta have mustard on it.
He's got to have
I
mustard.
gotta have
Bluma?
mustard on it.
Always after Emily's kayak races, they have somebody cooking hot dogs and sausages. So she
Yeah.
had one
And
this weekend.
that's who I
See?
root for in the
Yeah.
hot dog
Outstanding.
racing contest. Always root for
Right.
mustard
Gotcha.
Yeah. Is
every
that right?
time.
You know, relish is I think underrated. Doesn't get enough credit.
Mustard's my guy. My dad always
Mustard's
rooted for
always
relish.
solid. Ketchup overrated. Relish
I put
underrated.
mustard on everything, and I think all my kids hate mustard. Phil hates
I
mustard.
love mustard.
Yeah, I know. Mustard is delicious.
Yeah,
Mustard's
mustard.
fantastic.
Probably my in terms of burgers,
I
dogs.
like hot mustard, like brown mustard,
I
deli
like
mustard.
brown mustard.
I like grainy
You know what?
mustard.
I like put
Like-
some honey mustard on
I
something
like
like
any
that,
kind of
too.
mustard, to
That's
be honest
right.
with you.
You know, you really cut the mustard. You know that? I
a
appreciate you.
good piece of sausage and
How
some
would-
mustard.
How would you pitch to Aaron Judge? Would you pitch to Aaron Judge?
Yeah, I mean, I would. I was a guy always kind of threw to my strengths anyway. I would try to bust him in with two seamers, down the zone, try to keep the ball on the ground, and then try to get him a chase slider down and away. That would be it. I'm not going to try to elevate with him. I didn't throw hard enough. I wouldn't get it by him. And then my thing is let's not let him beat you. I mean, there's enough other people in that lineup.
I got no
That-
problem walking him in a big situation.
Yes, do not let's not let him beat us in the next 3 games. Okay, if we do put him on, even in a situation where we got some guys on the bases anyway, I would rather force somebody else to beat us than Aaron Judge. Period.
I wish I could.
Man, his numbers. I mean, I look
I'm
at his
thinking about
numbers every single day, and then just to hear you read his
It's
numbers,
stupid.
I look at it every day, and his OPS never goes down. It's like 1.247 for the last month. He's at 395. That's crazy.
That is really silly.
Here's the other thing I like about it, too, because we all hate the Yankees. I don't hate Aaron Judge. You know what? He plays the game right. He plays the game hard. He's respectful. And he goes out there and does what he does. So, I mean, I have the utmost. I'm getting out there early today, too. Hopefully I can get in and at least say hi to Aaron Boone. Aaron's dad was my manager for the Royals, and Aaron and I played a little bit together with the Anchorage Glacier Pilots back in the day. So get a chance to maybe holler at him for the game. What was that you were showing
I'll
me?
show you here in the next segment. There's one more question I want to ask you. So, any level, whether it was college when you were at Wichita State, or in the minors, or in pros, wherever, best hitter you ever faced?
Todd Walker was pretty damn good at
real
LSU,
good.
and they had Lyle Mouton as well. From a power standpoint, Lyle Mouton just hit absolute moonshots when he was at LSU, but I actually pitched pretty good against him. Scott Stahoviak, if you remember that name.
Sure.
From Creighton, their first rounder, played a little bit in the big leagues. He hit, I think, 430 his junior year at Creighton, and I remember looking at the numbers. If he had not faced Wichita State, he would have hit 500 because we ended up going 8-0 against Creighton that year. Actually, it came up last week, some of the highlights from the 93 College World Series, and that's getting kicked off. But Stahoviak was one of the better college hitters. I never faced him a ton in the minor leagues. We weren't playing against the Twins, but Stahoviak was something else. Todd Walker, give Todd a ton of credit.
Yeah. But nothing like Aaron Judge.
No,
I mean, who
and somebody
has?
that big. I mean, the only comp for me is a guy like Frank Thomas, and I heard you
Right.
guys talking about this last week. And I now that Frank's done playing, Frank gets caught hell for walking too much or whatever. I mean, his numbers, did he have, I heard a stat the other day, maybe Lebo threw it out there, or Curtis, that he had 7 straight years where he hit over 300, drove in 100 runs, 100 runs scored, and 100 walks. Like, what? But that's the kind of plate discipline and things that Judge is doing now remind me of Frank Thomas when he was in his prime, doing stupid numbers. That's what. There's nobody like Judge. I mean, Ohtani's not like Judge, and to go out and plays pretty damn good defense. I mean, he's a monster of a man. He's 6'7", 260.
Like, Kaggs isn't that big, but still, Kaggs is, 6'5", 250. Sure. He's a beast.
And to have that kind of discipline and not – I mean, I feel like early in his career there was so much more swing and miss with Judge, and he has turned himself into a way more disciplined hitter. I mean, to be June 10th and hitting almost 400, I mean, that hasn't happened in a while. Doing what he's doing.
And with that kind of power.
Year after year after year.
You know?
With that kind of power.
So
he's not afraid to go the other way. I mean, when you're hitting 396, you're obviously hitting the ball to all field. You're just not a dead pull guy.
So what are you doing based on what you've seen from Noah Cameron? What's Cameron's approach got to be tonight?
I mean, he's going to have to don't let him get his arms extended. I mean, throw that breaking ball in on his hands. I mean, try to elevate his fastball inside, get on him, and then try to get him to chase changeups down and away. I mean, he'll still chase. I mean, he's not a guy that's Tony Gwynn-esque as far as walking a ton of times and not striking out any. He'll still strike out. Not a ton because he's obviously hitting 400, but Cameron's got good enough stuff to be able to mix it up and a good repertoire of pitches to keep him off balance. And I think one of the advantages that Cameron will have over him is he's never seen him. Judge has never seen Cameron. So that's, I mean, you can read all the scouting reports you want and do all that stuff, but until you see a guy live, big difference. So
we've got Jaime Bluma in studio back after this on WHP.